It kind of feels like having kind of like a little mini family, because before the station or the skate group didn't really have many friends. Now I'm friends with everybody in there.
In the last month or two, we've been here probably 2 or 3 times a week, which has really made a difference to my day. And also Ava, my daughter, has played with other kids. She's my only child, so it's really important that she gets to interact with other kids, and for me to meet other mums too. Hi!
I was working with McMahon, and we were serving all of south of Calgary, all the way up to Granham. And what I really noticed was that Claresholm was really lacking in social services. I started cold calling places in Claresholm to see if there was any interest in starting something. And so back in February of 2014, I called FCSS.
I got a call from Sandy from McMahon, and was telling me that she was interested in how much social services that we had in Claresholm. So we set up a time to meet.
When Sandy contacted Barb, Barb had also been involved with the Early Childhood Coalition, and so she gave me a call and she said, Ruth, you should be a part of this conversation.
Sandy started looking at what was going on in other nearby communities and discovered that there appeared to be a real lack of services in the Claresholm area. She did a lot of research, and she came to me with the idea that she wanted to explore McMahon partnering with other agencies in Claresholm. As she presented her research to me and explained what was going on, or in some cases not going on for the residents in Claresholm, she made me very curious as to how we could increase programming out here for the rural residents.
They came and we had a wonderful meeting, and we did a lot of discussing, we did a lot of dreaming.
So from that point, we did a massive campaign on getting the community on board, really understanding what the community wanted. And it was through that we started to bring in different services and different people who were passionate about Claresholm. And before you knew it, we had a boardroom table full of people who were passionate about Claresholm.
When Sandy first came to me with the idea, I needed to be convinced. It was something that I hadn't thought of before. We saw potential for helping the residents of High River, but I honestly hadn't thought about helping the residents of Claresholm.
Why are there not enough services here? What are the barriers? And we learned that the barriers include travel time. Once they got here, they didn't have office space to use.
Every time we came out, I came out with Sandy, it seemed that the number of people at the table grew and grew. And I began to understand why these services were so necessary in Claresholm.
I think one of the interesting pieces about the station is it started with a couple of people, and then those couple of people invited other people. And so that's how we got invited. And then it just kept growing as to who should be involved, who's going to want to need to use the station, who coming to Claresholm doesn't have a place to go or have a place to be.
We missed out on a lot of programming, like a lot of one-on-one programming or even group programming. We dreamed really big. We never thought that in a million years, I think, that it would happen this quickly. It wasn't even a year to the day that we had it opened and running.
So single point of entry gets talked about in government circles. It gets talked about in social service and other circles too. But to know that we're actually doing it, and that I have been a part of it, it's not only gratifying, but it's deeply rewarding, because we know that we actually have achieved something from nothing.
Got a couple of artwork actually around the building, and that's another big thing too, is making this our own place. Because before, again, everyone went and hung out there, but it still wasn't exactly your own. Like, it was still just like, yeah, it's the teen center kind of thing. But if we can make this more of a home, that'd be awesome, because then kids would feel more comfortable here. They'd love to come here and do teen center, love to come do artwork and do writing. Or
people that rent it out for meetings. We've had quite a few meetings here lately. We also are trying to see that people could use it as a place to have a birthday party or such. Like, you know, for a game night or something like that if they wanted to. We have our teen drop-in twice a week. We have a lady that does craft classes for children in here. She rents that out on the Saturdays. We have a really awesome seniors jam, bluegrass jam session that goes on here. They come in and it's all acoustic, so they just come in and sit around and visit and play, and it's anybody can join, so that's awesome. We have Parent Link. Parent Link has always been in Claresholm, but they have always been at the community center, which is at the far northwest of our town. Makes it really hard for people to get to. So this is centralized, and Parent Link is doing fantastic now. They've had up to 24 people in here at one time, so really pleased with that. We've had our Early Childhood Coalition has created what they call a soft play. So it's to better the motor skills of young children and babies. So they separate the rooms with toddlers and then very young babies. And it's just mats and things so they can jump and roll and do some fun things like that. A couple of new initiatives. We have a lady that's coming to do nursery rhymes and music with the kids. And music can be anything that makes a noise. So pots and pans and, you know, zippers, anything that the kids can kind of just, you know, feel that it's, you know, making music. And then we're also going to do Pilates with babies and moms.
We've heard that the community is loving the station because it's easy to phone and say, I'm going to be at the station at such and such a time, come and meet me there and we'll have coffee on. It's way, feels way more inclusive to have a whole bunch of different issues or different celebrations going on in one single community space. And so we're hearing great things.
And when they came to council, we were all very pleased with the idea of getting multiple groups into a multiple facility. That way it's more accessible for the town users and a more, I guess, a professional setting, because some of the groups were just renting spaces at hotels and stuff like that, and it was a fantastic plan to get it more centralized, more localized, and more user-friendly in the town.
We had a mom come in that was just new to the community, and she had done this in another community previous, and she calls it Santa's Gone Loony. And people in the community donate items that, you know, they want to get rid of or whatever, and they set it up like a store. And for a loony, a child can buy a gift at Christmas time for his parents, or one for mom, one for dad, kind of a thing. And then they wrap it, and so they take it home, put it under the tree. So we had that held here too, and we've never had a lineup that I can remember in Claresholm ever that I know of, and we actually had a lineup of kids with their parents out the front door here, so it was awesome. It was a great night.
You know, I'll go to the grocery store and I'll hear people, not even mums, just people talking, oh, we're going to the station this weekend for a function, or, you know, I took my kids to the station this morning, and I just love that it's becoming a household name, that everybody knows where it is and what it's about, and it's just reaching so many people in this community.
It takes a lot of courage to be part of the station, because it was an idea that wasn't something that was going to be easy. And to see it come so far so fast really speaks to the ingenuity of the idea, but also the passion that the people have committed in order to make the station a success.